Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, kids, should I pull my balls out? That's not what I told you to say, Terry. Now let's try this again. And remember, kids, it's one education at a time.
Hey, Jenny. What's up? What's up, Boot? What's up, Nick? I was actually going to do a different show, but it took me too long to set it up. Shit never goes fast. And so I was like, oh, it's already too late. So I set it for tomorrow. It's going to be a real show. So then I just said, we'll just do a vertical one. So what's up, Aussie? I was actually finally getting back to work on the jail documentary today, and then I went to go grab the audio from the court proceeding, and I couldn't find it. And I already they give it to you on a CD, so I already went back there to change it into MP3 twice to the library because I don't have a CD player that hooks up to your computer. And then I went finally to work on it, and I couldn't find it. And I think I had left it on the SD card. And then I must have like reformatted the card and lost it again. So now I got to go back tomorrow and redo it for the third time, I guess. So I couldn't really work on it. So yeah, anyways, what's new with you guys? I had to take Loaf to the ER. What up, Dubs? I had to take Loaf to the ER. He got all sick. He came up. It was like last week. He came up and he jumped up on this recliner right here, and he was like up on sitting on the recliner with his paws on like the armrest, and he was making this sound, right? And I looked over, and he was just staring at me. He never does that ever. I was like, what? That's weird. What are you doing? And so I was like, you okay? And he was just staring at me. And I was like, this ain't right. And I went and I checked him out, and he was just not himself. He just wanted to be like a contention. He just wanted me to like hold him and shit. And he doesn't usually like that. And then I'll try to see if he want to play, because I can tell if he's feeling okay if he wants to play. Minnie was right away. Yeah, she wants to play, because it was like kind of late at night. It doesn't matter what time, they'll want to play. And then Loaf kind of just wasn't into it. And I was like, oh, shoot, he's sick. And so I had to take him to the ER. I guess that's super protective with my dogs. So I get really freaked out. So I took him to the ER, and then they said that he was, his neck was messed up. And they said he could have like some kind of slip disc or something. Or he said he could have just slept on it wrong. Stuff like that happens too. And so they just sent me home they said actually, a lot of people and animals are just walking around with like not correct spacing in their discs in their neck. But a lot of times, if it's not causing an issue, then that the treatment is just to leave it alone, right? That's how it is in medicine. So, it might hurt for a minute, and then it like goes away on its own, and then you just leave it. So there's no need to do any like intrusive procedure or anything if it's not really hurting. So pain's a really good indicator if something's actually wrong, So he gave me this steroid. Was going to give me something else, but then they did blood work and his kidneys weren't doing too great. But he's like, it's probably just because he's dehydrated, though. That can cause that. But because of that, we're just going to give him the steroid. So gave him a steroid. Within a couple of days, he's fine. So he's back to his health. Thank God. But yeah, I always get freaked out whenever they get sick. It's just be something simple, like, you know, like that. Like his neck was kind of hurting. Like I could have just let him, you know, tough it out or whatever. He would have been fine. But what if it's something serious and then I wait? You know what I mean? I can't live with myself. So same thing with Minnie. I've taken her in a couple times. She's not feeling good, and it ends up being nothing, no big deal. You know. But it's always at night too. And you got to pay. It wasn't too bad. I think I paid like it's like $300 and something, you know, for the emergency visit and the medicine and whatever, the blood work. It's like 300 something, almost 400 or something like that. But it's better to have the peace of mind, though. I guess kind of how I look at it. So yeah, I was gonna do the of a horizontal one, an actual real show, but by the time I got it set up and shit, there was so much like stuff I had to do to set this one up, all these videos I had to prepare, and then all these articles that I clipped out, and they're called what are they called? Overlays. I had to get all the overlays ready. So I just couldn't. I was like, oh, forget it, dude. I'm not gonna have anyone in there. So I'll just set it for tomorrow. I might not even do it tomorrow. I just kind of had time for tonight. I haven't done a live stream for a while, so yeah, we'll just do a vertical one, I guess. Forget it. I have time because this one's an actual show that I'm setting up. It's like a good show too, I think. So I didn't want to like waste it on starting it too late. Do I want 500 likes? Or if you're still in here, yeah, I do want 500 likes. You got 500 friends? Send them over here, bro. Yeah, not really. Maybe trolls will be in full effect. It's fine. These vertical ones, they can be like that for sure, but I don't get too many trolls on this channel, really. I do sometimes, but the trolls that come on this channel like are the ones that really need to get the life. You know, they tell me to get a life. They're the ones that need to get a life. If they follow this channel just to talk shit, that means they're obsessed with me, dude. Like they literally follow there's this one guy, his name's OJ Simpson, and the picture, his profile picture is like some white dude that I know who it's like an actor, some kid actor or something. But he like hates auditors, and he's on all my channels. I block him on everything, but he came to this channel. He's on my spiritual channel. He's on all of my channels, dude. Has nothing to do with auditing. I mean, this one kind of has something to do with auditing. Not really, though, but sometimes it does. But my spiritual channel, no, not at all. And like my prank call channel, no. I mean, kind of. We do like kind of pranks like that, but the spiritual channel, definitely not. But they follow all of them because they can go talk trash. It's like, dude, you guys are obsessed. My cats gave birth to 3 kittens on 4/25. 1 girl, 2 boys. Right on, dude. Congratulations. Congratulations to your cat. So you got the mom and the dad? Which ones? Because I know their names. What are you going to do with the cats? What do you do? What do you mean? Like for a living? Or for my channel? What do you mean? It's too vague, bro. Dreamline lyrics. What do you do? You got some questions in here. Who are you? Yeah, they do. They do hate freedom. I mean, in their mind, they don't hate it. It's like, it's you know, it's what's it called? It's subjective. In their own mind, their reality, because reality is subjective, and their reality, you know, it's a bad thing. Just the way that they believe. You know, it's just like this paradigm shift that we've had since the founding of the country till now, right? You know, the mindset back in the 1700s was not the same mindset as today. It's all this, you know, a couple hundred years of indoctrination, you know, it'll do that to you. Okay, here we go. Yep, got 5 cats total now. Mom and dad or brother and sister probably gonna keep 2 kittens and give away one. Dang, dude, you got some country bunkin'. What's that one? The Underbelly, whatever. Seen that channel? It's got like millions of subscribers. He did that show on that. What the heck is the name of that family? Something Ick family or something like that. It's like all these like inbred family, dude, and they're like live in a hoarder house. It's like disgusting in there. Like a normal human being could never live in those conditions. It's like, you know, those hoarder shows. It's like that, but it's like disgustingly dirty too. And like they can't speak right. Some of them can, but some of them can't even talk at all. They just make like they like bark and stuff like that. That's the kind of cats you're gonna have, bro. Like, you know, I know a lot of sometimes, you know, animals they do inbreed and stuff, but you know, that's why I can never breed Loaf and Minnie though. They're half brother and sister. They can have the same kind of. Sorry guys, I know I always have food in my teeth from my braces, but they can have the same kind of issues as humans can with the inbreeding stuff. It's when you moderate free speech that trolls hate. Well, do you know what the definition of free speech is? Upstart. I don't have my glasses on. Yeah, upstart. You know what free speech is, bro? I moderate speech in my own chat, yeah, but I don't moderate free speech. I don't have control over free speech. So, you know, like free speech is an absolute, right? Upstart. So, like the free speech that we advocate for is like in public areas, right? You know, traditional public forum, limited public forum, which I don't think forums are even a good thing. If it's open to the public and you're allowed to be there, you should be allowed to take pictures in there. But that's just my opinion. So my channel is not really based on following the law, like some people say. Your channel is based on following the law. Well, no, it's not. I never said that. My channel is based on civil disobedience, but that's what we advocate for. But I can't moderate free speech. You know what I mean? Like, if it's my private platform, right, then I can do what I want. It's not free speech in here, right? You can't go into McDonald's. If you're a troll and you're coming in here and you're disrupting, like you're a troll, but I mean, I'll engage with you. You're not like disrupting the chat. You're making it interesting. But like when trolls come into the chat and they disrupt it and they don't have anything productive to say, and they just say, oh, just tase him, you know, lock him in a cage, blah, 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 arrest his ass, stuff like that. And they're not helping anything. That's the same thing as if you go into McDonald's and you're not even a customer, dude. You're not even buying a cheeseburger and you're just there talking trash about all the employees. What would happen if you did that? Would they just let you be, oh, we can't moderate free speech? Upstart said, we can't moderate free speech, guys. Just got to let them, you know, belittle us and while we're at work here. No, dude, they'd kick you out. Right? Like, can people come into your house and just say whatever they want to you, bro? In your own house? Would you just allow that? Because you can't moderate free speech, right? Or would you tell them to get the fuck out of my house, right? See the difference, bro? I don't moderate free speech. Oh yeah, no. Me and you get along because of that. You know, I was like, sometimes my house, I feel like it'll be dirty, but it's not actually dirty. It's just dirty to me. Well, hey, what's up? Watchdogs the Beast. Once you let negativity out of your life, your soul will glow. Yeah, that's true. I need to kind of do that. I've been like I'm having like this never-ending tower moment right now, and been like this weird energy for the last like couple of months. And I know I'm just attracting more and more bad stuff. Law of attraction. It was happening today. What was it? Today or yesterday? Like all this stuff just kept happening, dude. Oh, so all this bad stuff's happening. Like I'm just in such a bad like energy. Oh, so overstressed out. I couldn't take it. And then my freaking washing machine broke. And it's not even, it's like a pretty new washing machine. It's only like 4 years old. And it broke because Loaf, you know, he's not neuter, so he pees on stuff, and he'll pee on these pillows sometimes. And so I just have to take the pillows and I have to wash them, or like he used to pee in his dog bed all the time, and he still does. Now I figured out I cover it with other blankets, so then he'll just pee on the blankets, and then I can just wash the blankets. But if washing the dog bed, it's a big old bed, and then like, you know, it gets unbalanced. And so every time I wash his bed, I'd have to like throw one of these other pillows in it to kind of balance it out. But even then, sometimes it still gets off and it bangs, you know, all crazy. And so after doing that for so many times, one time it was banging, and then boom, it all snapped and made this big old loud sound, and the agitator completely busted off. And so like to fix it, it's going to cost the same amount as how it is with these, you know, appliances. It's cost the same amount just to buy a new one. So, you know, I'm selling this place, and my realtor said, oh, it's not going to like change the price, you know, if you don't have a washer in there. So it's like, oh, I'll just go to the laundromat then. You know, I'm not going to buy a new washer. So I went to the laundromat yesterday. It's time for laundry. It's kind of cool too, because I can just get everything done all at once. Because, you know, I can just do like all my clothes instead of doing load after load. I can just do all the loads in once. And I still have a dryer, so then I just take my clothes home and I dry them. But I was folding my white clothes, and like all these red spots on them, on my shirts. And I'm like, what the fuck? It looks like blood. What the fuck is this? Couldn't figure it out. And then I was like, oh, well, I mean, I can't rewash them. You know, I don't have a washer. I was like, just fold them up, because they're my undershirts. I wear 2 shirts. And I was like, I guess I'll just fold them up, and I guess hopefully it comes out next time or whatever. And I was doing some stuff, and I looked at my hand right here, right there. See it? Oh, see? There's some blood on there. It was all kind of bloody and like dried up blood. I was like, oh, I'm bleeding. It was blood. And I didn't even like notice it. So I was like, fuck. So then I'm kind of like OCD, so I can't just like let shit go. So I'm like, fuck, now I have to go back there. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like attracting more shit to happen, right? Like stupid shit, the drop washer, and then like shit like that. So I had to go back there to find the hydrogen peroxide, because that's how you get blood out, hydrogen peroxide. And I had to drive back over there and freaking hydrogen peroxide it and rub it in, throw it in. It came out though, and come back, and then so it's a big old nightmare. So yeah, you're right. Gotta get negativity out of my life, watchdogs. Oh, hey, what's up, Captain Diaper? Thanks, man. Thanks for subbing. You know, this channel, guys, is another thing I was going to talk about. I can't get more than 492 subscribers. It goes to 492, and then like YouTube, people could unsubscribe, but what it is YouTube is deleting my subscribers. They do that all the time. I never notice it on my bigger channels because those channels are always growing, but on my smaller ones, I notice it. And I'm like, I've been at 492 forever, and then I'll go back down to 488, and then I'll get to 490, and then like 491, 492, and then as soon as I get to 492, back down to 491, and then like I don't even know what I'm at now, but it keeps going back and forth with this 4 subscribers. I'm either at 388 to 488 to 492 is where I've been at for weeks, and it just keeps teetering back and forth because YouTube keeps deleting my subscribers, dude. Let me see where I'm at now. As of today, 493. I finally did it. You can see that I'm at 493. Well, finally, I broke the 492 because I got a short today that I published. It's 1 of 10, so it takes your analytics. So it's the best short out of the last 10 shorts that I've published. It's the number 1. Great job! Exclamation point. Views and watch time are higher than usual. And you know, this is a small channel, so I got 1.3 thousand views. So that's good for me. It's a one of loaf in slow motion. So, you know, I post those. This channel is basically about my dogs. So thanks for subscribing, Captain Diaper. Yeah. People don't understand the doctrine of free speech and how the whole First Amendment is about government regulations on citizens. Yeah, it's about government regulations on citizens. Like the First Amendment, all the Constitution, it's written for the government, to keep the government in check, not for the citizens. It's like basically laws for the government, right? That's what it is. Yeah, trolls. What happened to Upstart? You never responded to my thing I said, bro. You come in here heavy hitting, bro. Came in here swinging, dog. Now all of a sudden you disappeared. What happened? Did you leave? Did you get scarred or did you get knocked out and you left? Are you even in here anymore? Which is it? I almost went to go do an audit today. I had a friend call me. He said he needed to go file a report or something. It's like, do you want to roll? And I was like, oh yeah, man, sure. And I was trying to get ready all fast and shit. And it's like, oh, I'll be out of here in like an hour. He's like, oh, it's all good. I'm just going to do it myself. I think maybe he had second thoughts because it was like serious stuff he needed to do. Maybe he didn't want me there, like creating more problems. But I wasn't going to make a big deal of anything. I just was going because I thought he wanted my support, you know? So I was going to go, of course, with my camera, document it. But I was kind of excited because I got my new setup, dude. So I'm bringing this microphone with me now. Sorry if that sounded crazy. I got like a mic stand and freaking bringing this thing with me now. So I have two mics now. So like I can't really afford. Normally I just buy one of those mics, clip-on mics, whatever they're called. But like the set is like $400, the one that I want. So I can't afford anything extra right now because I'm like so not in a good spot financially until I sell the condo. So I was like, oh, I can't afford that right now. I just can't do it. It's be irresponsible. So I was like, well, I still got this microphone though. So now I think it's gonna be cooler to be my own kind of thing though. Because I want to have better audio for myself, because sometimes when I'm talking and I'm like not right next to my microphone, it doesn't pick my audio up good because my microphone only picks up stuff in front of me. It's directional mic. So if I'm directly behind it, it's fine. But if I'm like kind of off to the side or something holding my camera, it doesn't really pick it up that great. And I've noticed this for a while, but finally I'm like, I'm going to do something about this. So I was going to get a mic, but so now I got this mic though. So I got a mic stand. I'm like, bringing in like double fisting, bro. Got my gimbal in one hand and then my mic stand in the other hand with the mic on. It'll be cool. No one's ever done that before, I don't think. Well, the 18th Amendment was a blatant regulation only on the people repealed with the 21st. See, you're going ahead of me, bro. So I don't know which ones you're talking about. Which one's the 18th? Is that the one for the federal income tax? I'm not a constitutionalist, guys. I don't even believe in the Constitution, really. Like, I'm not the typical First Amendment auditor. Like, I'm not the typical, like I said, my channel is not about following the law. Sometimes I get people that watch First Amendment audits and they like it. Oh, your channel is about following the law. You should be following the law. Like, dude, what are you talking about? Don't put words in my mouth, bro. I never said my channel. Just because most people's channel is about following the law doesn't mean that's what mine is. But yeah, I don't believe in the Constitution. I believe like a lot of people do that the Constitution doesn't give you rights, right? You have natural rights. But just even acknowledging a constitution means that I acknowledge that there's like a ruler. Oh, it's alcohol. 22nd Amendment is a regulation. So I gotta get up close on the presidential term limit, which is arguably an amendment on the citizens. Oh, you think so? It's on the citizens. They just disguised it as being good for us so people can't stay in power too long. So I kind of never understood that too, because like why if the citizens are choosing it, why can't they just choose to elect someone over and over? I mean, they can't stay in power forever though, right? Like most of the time presidents are already old anyways. So they're either going to get too old to where they can't, cognitively do it anymore anyways, or they're just going to die. It's not like, they could just be in power for, 40 years or something. Like, if they want to stay in power for 20 years because the people want them to, fine. That's how I feel about it. I don't think there should be a term limit on presidents. If the people want it, the people want it. But maybe there's another underlying reason. I don't know. There's a lot of people that come in these vertical streams and like they just troll shit. It's like that's like their thing is like to just come and troll. It's fine. Like I think it's funny. Where they have like accounts where they just go in and just like talk shit about people. That's funny, dude. So I guess what's his name? Upstart. He got KO'd, bro, with my response to his bullshit. He got hurt and he left. Cowered out, dude. Oh shit, yeah, he's right. He's got a good point there. I'm an idiot. He left. Loser. Oh yeah. No, I'm not arguing with you. Just pointing out the Constitution can and has been used in ways to regulate the citizens, not just the government. Oh, I know what you're saying. You're not arguing about the presidential term thing, yeah. Yeah, I guess I see what you're saying with the presidential term thing and the alcohol. What time is it, guys? 11:51. Gotta hit the gym tomorrow. Gotta hit it hard, dude. I was gonna do biceps and triceps. Or no. Actually, no. I was gonna do deadlifts and biceps. I think because those are the ones I need to work on. I need to work on like lower back and biceps. So I need to hit both those next anyway. So then I gotta go back to the library again and re-get that freaking footage. And then I'm doing, if I have time, I'm gonna go do another. I'm gonna do an audit for the first time in a while. I'm actually gonna go record something tomorrow. Might do a live stream too, just to be safe. And then if nothing happens, I'll just make it private. Or I'll put it for members, and then everyone can just like complain and unsubscribe from me because too many of my videos are for members. I had people like telling me I wonder how many people do unsubscribe because I get people in the comments who tell me they unsubscribe because too many of my videos are for members. But I'm sure there's others that unsubscribe, but they just don't tell me that they unsubscribed, right? And it's like, dude, you're so dumb. Like, I think they literally think that I just like make videos that are just specifically for subscribers. And then I don't show them to the public that you got to pay because people say, oh, you're pay-per-view now, just like all these other guys unsubscribed. Like they think like I'm making all this money by making members only videos. Like, dude, you're so dumb, dude. If I just made it to the public, like my members are so low right now. Even when they were high, the most I ever had was like 130 something. I got like 30 now. So I'd make way more money if I just made it public for everyone. You know what I mean? If that's what I'm doing, that's not what I'm doing. They just don't get it, dude. Like those members only videos are like live streams that I just make for members. Instead of making them private, I just make them for members. So it's not something that I take away from everyone else. It's just something extra that they get. So people are just so dumb, man. It's crazy how dumb people are. Like people that are unsubscribing to me because the guy that I'm with has a Trump shirt on. Like, dang, dude. You know, because they're liberals. Sorry if there's some liberals in here, but that's how they are, dude. They're so emotional. They don't know how to think logically at all. Like, oh, wait, you know what? Actually, it's not DMA that's wearing the Trump shirt. It's the other guy. Maybe I shouldn't just unsubscribe from him. Dumbass. Right, yeah, they can make any law as long as there's not a previous amendment prohibiting it. Yeah, as long as it falls within the bounds of the Constitution, right? But yeah, I mean, just because even a republic that we have, which is supposed to be the best, I think it's probably the best form of government, but it's, you know, it's still government though. It's like it's the best. It's like, oh, you know, it's the best jail, you know, like it's a really nice jail. It's brand new, and you know, like it's kind of a white collar jail, you know, so there's not a bunch of hardened criminals in there. You know, most of them are just there for tax fraud, and you know, it's really well kept and clean. They got like really good food there, you know, but it's good. It's a good jail, right? That's about how I look at government. You know, or like when the people that say, oh, if you don't like America, then you can just leave. So that's what you say when you just don't have a very good, intelligent argument to make, right? If you hate America, then just leave. It's like saying, yeah, that's what it's saying. It's like saying, oh, if you don't like, you know, if you don't like jail, you know what I mean? This good brand new jail that we have with nice food, then you should just go you should go to the Compton County Jail or whatever, you know what I mean? See how you like it there. Like, just because there's worse places doesn't mean that I don't want to improve what we have. I know there's worse places than the United States. I've never been any other countries. I've been to Mexico once. But, I mean, you can pretty much tell, right? It's pretty obvious. There's clearly worse countries, but that's a stupid argument when people say that stuff. You can just leave. It's aching? What's aching? Damn, my shoulder's aching, bro. It's aching. What's that mean? To choosing your own oppressor. Yeah, right on, dude. It is. It's what it is. Choosing your own oppressor. Stupid. I get to vote every 4 years to choose my new ruler, choose my new master. See, here's another one, guys. We got another one of those troll people. So you're one of those, you have like your sock account that you just come into these vertical live streams and just troll people. I'm not hating. I think it's funny. Sounds like something I would do. Oh, kin relative. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like next of kin or whatever. Hi, drowning with Bluey. Or no, drawing, sorry. I don't have my glasses. Can't see that far. Drawing with Bluey. What's up? Thanks. It's kind of a new hat. It's a Denver Nuggets hat. So what do you think, guys? So the title of the show was Bro Science. No one said anything about bro science yet. I didn't have like anything crazy to talk about, but I do have some bro science stuff. Not that I speak bro science, but like some bro science stuff that people try to tell me that's like so stupid. I'm like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about, bro. Does anyone have any bro science that they heard of that's dumb or that they believe in? Oh, you thought it was camels? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, this part, the white, look kind of like a camel's. Yeah, okay, yeah, I see that. Yeah, this is the throwback Denver Nuggets logo, dude, from like the 70s and 80s, I think, or like the 80s, 70s maybe too. They went through a few different logos. I don't even know, like the downtown don't even look like that anymore. I don't even know if that's the actual real downtown, but I don't know if it's like the way it looks or anything, but it does look like a camel though. I'd never noticed that. Now I'm always gonna notice that. It's a camel. Yeah, like working out. Like working out. Like, you know, people like, oh, you know, you got to drink your protein shake, you know, within 30 minutes of working out or whatever, you know, which actually I believe is true though. That's like good bro science, but stuff like that. The one that I think is like ridiculous is that people say, they say, oh, you should only eat 30 grams. Your body can only digest 30 grams of protein per hour or so. If you eat 60 grams of protein in one meal, you're just wasting it. That's the bro science that I think is probably the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Because it is true that like it is good to eat, you know, 30 grams at a time or something, like eat smaller meals. That way you're getting, you know, a steady flow of aminos and, you know, you're not having too big of like insulin spikes and stuff like that. That's true. It's healthier that way. But to say that, you know, if I eat an 80-gram protein meal, that I'm not getting all 80 grams, I'm only getting 30. I mean, that's stupid. People say that. It's like one of the huge bro science things. And so if you think about it, and I was thinking about this today, I was like, oh God, I'm gonna have to say this again for the bro science one. Because I've said this like literally like hundreds of times, right? And I'm sure I'll probably say it again. You guys know what I'm talking about. At least Dubs does. Is that 99% of the human existence has been in 50 to 100 people tribes, right? So literally like for 100,000 years or more, it was just like cavemen. And so if you only could digest or utilize 30 grams of protein per hour, then as a species, we would have just starved to death. Right? Because like, you know, look at, you know, animals like lions, the king of the jungle, dude. Sometimes they'll go days without eating too. You know, like cheetahs do it a lot too, because they're a smaller cat. You know, they'll go days, weeks without eating. You know, they get a kill and they gorge themselves and they won't eat again for a while, maybe. That's how it probably was with humans too, you know. They'd get a kill and they'd gorge themselves and they eat, you know, a couple 100 grams of protein. You know, maybe they could have some for the next day too. I don't know, but the meat goes bad pretty soon, right? And maybe they don't eat for a few days. So if they only could get 30 grams of protein for that whole meal and they don't eat, they eat, you know, every 3 days. I mean, don't you think they'd starve to death, or they'd be so weak that they just die? That's why I never understood that. It's like common sense kind of stuff. Hey, what's up, Chris Reed? How you doing? Yeah, have I seen you in here before? Maybe. My buddy taught me that to lose weight, you work out before you eat, or your body will start burning the new energy it ingested. Well, kind of like it will, because like your body, but it takes a while. It takes like a few hours for it to be usable energy. So like I drink protein shakes before my workout, so I only have to drink them like 30 minutes before it turns into usable energy. And it'll always burn the new calories that you put in your body before the old ones. So that is kind of true. But I mean, if you're still going to eat the same amount of calories, I mean, does it really matter? You know what I mean? You're burning the same amount of calories as you're eating. Does it matter if you eat before or after? Not really. So, but yeah, if you have no food and you exercise a lot and there's no calories to burn and needs energy, your body needs energy, then it'll start burning fat for energy. And if you don't have any fat, then it starts burning muscle for energy. He also taught me that if you work out, all of your primary muscle groups, the secondary groups will be worked out as well. Well, I guess I don't know about that, but like, if you do like compound exercise, maybe that's what he meant. Compound is like a bunch of muscles, like bench press is a compound. It works your chest mainly, it works your triceps, works your front shoulders, your back. So like there's a lot of muscle groups involved. I don't know if the primary ones are probably like your back, your legs, and like your chest and core or something. If you do that and you work all your primary muscle groups, doesn't mean your biceps are getting hit. If that's what he meant, that's totally false. You know what I mean? It's not gonna work. But like a lot of times, if you do compound exercises, that's true though. Like, if you do pull-ups, these kind, your biceps will get hit. So it's working out your back and your biceps. And so that can be true. But it's not just like if they don't get worked at all, if they're just going to be all of a sudden get stronger. Although there is some science though, my friend was telling me, because he actually went to school for this. He went to like, I don't know, it was like physical therapy or physical fitness trainer or something like that. And he was telling me that there's some science that says that if you only work out, like let's say you have an injury on your left arm and you only work out the right arm, that the left arm will actually see not as much, but it will see some growth and strength gains just working the one arm, he said. Obviously that's not true. Like, it's going to be, you just do curls on just the right arm and then the left arm gets just as big and strong. Clearly that's not true. You guys have seen, we saw that video of that kid that he just worked out the left side. He worked out his like left shoulder, his trap or something. And he was doing all these ones, like worked it out so big and just left the other side. And it was like, it was swole as fuck, dude. It was so huge. And it was like all crazy and shit like this. And like, he looked like he was, not mentally, but like physically like disabled, bro. And he's like, now no one question me when I park in the handicap spot. But it's true. He actually did that, dude. I don't know if he did it just for that viral video that he did or what it was, but so it's not going to make you like, you only have to work out one side, but it will have some effect. According to my friend, I don't have any like actual research, but he did go to school for that. He gave me all his books and stuff. It's like, here's all my old books from school if you want to read them and shit. Because I was working out a lot. Chilling like a villain, right on, dude. Thanks for coming in, dog. Yeah, he's super into that shit. Like another one too about the protein shake thing is like, you should drink it like right away. Like I think you should drink it right away because like when He was over here, we worked out and he's like, oh, you have an hour to drink it. You drink it within 1 hour. And I was like, yeah, but really you should drink it like within, immediately though. Like you have an hour, but like, so like whey protein isolate, it's called isolate because it's isolated into the very last compound before it turns into usable protein. Then concentrates a little bit, still fast digesting. It's like an hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half, actually, I think. So still fast, but isolate's only 45 minutes. That's why it's expensive. It's the good stuff. It's good for post-workout. So like, I remember this guy when I was an electrician, he used to drink whey protein isolate. I was like, what kind of protein you drink, bro? And he's like, oh, isolate. I was like, why do you drink that just throughout the day? And he's like, oh, just to help me get extra protein. I was like, that you're just kind of isolate's expensive and you're wasting your money, right? He's like, oh, I don't know why. And I was like, well, because isolate only stays in your system for 45 minutes, bro. So you can't like digest all that. You're only getting maybe 5 grams or something. You're just peeing the rest out. And I was like, the reason why you should drink immediately after your workout is because there's a window. I don't remember what it's called. I bet Dubs, you probably know. There's a window. It's about an hour after you work out where your body is very susceptible to absorbing nutrients. And so if you slam your protein shake, like last set, boom, and then you slam your protein shake immediately, you have an hour. So you don't want to, if you have an hour, like Direct D said, you don't want to wait, 45 minutes to get it down. Now you only got 15 minutes left. You know what I mean? You just took your last swig. So you want to get it in immediately. And so when you're in that window where your body can absorb nutrients very well, then you can actually digest the whole 45 or the whole 25 grams of protein that's in a scoop of whey protein isolate, right? But you can't do it just throughout the day. So that's why it's important to drink it right away. But yeah, don't ever drink whey protein isolate just like throughout the day, just like for extra protein. That's like a waste of money. Drink, if you're gonna do it that way, drink casein. It's like 4 or 5 hours digestion. Yo, what's up, Keeper? What up, dog? What's the craziest bro science you ever heard of, Keeper? I'm still here. Bro, what? Like brotato chips, man. You can't just eat one brotato chip. Or gotta drink your protein shake within 45 minutes after you work out. Like bro science, bro. Like you can only digest 30 grams of protein per hour. So if you eat 40 grams, you're wasting. That's bro science. I'm not that into fitness. I tried, then all my equipment got stolen, and I've just been a couch bum. You could do like push-ups and shit, bro. All kinds of body weight shit. I mean, my goal is, I figure I'm doing it now because I've been training now for about 10 months, pretty hard. And my goal is to get, I've always wanted to do this, get as big and as strong as my genetics will allow for. And I was like, okay, I'm 42 now. So if I don't do it now, then I'm not going to do it. It's now or never, right? So that's why I was like, I got to do this now. So I can at least just see, maybe I'm not going to be able to maintain it forever, but at least get there and see, what it's like to be that strong. You know what I mean? Keep your arm at a 90-degree angle when doing delts. Shit, I don't even know. I'm not a very bro sciencey kind of guy. What the fuck's delt? Delts are like, it's a shoulder, right? So like the back shoulder is the delt. 90-degree ankle, like what, like shoulder presses? Is that what you're talking about? I guess you should keep them 90 degrees. I kind of do. I do, when I do my shoulder presses, I do them like kind of like I don't do them straight like this. Which way is it? Like that. I kind of bring them in a little bit because there's different kinds. You can do the ones that are like this, and then you can do the straight out ones that work differently. So I kind of bring them like kind of in between, so it works in both. But I can't, it's like kind of awkward for me to do like where they're like this. Oh God, I can't. How does it go? So I kind of have to tuck them in. I can't do them out like that because on my right shoulder, I had a shoulder surgery. It's kind of unstable still. It's not like super back to normal. So I have to kind of work around shit like that. That's why, like on my bench press, I don't go all the way down full range of motion because it puts too much pressure. I can't do incline. I can only do regular bench. See, there's more of these guys. I get tons of them. Yo, what's up, Pat Sant? Well, we're talking about you guys have these counts where you just come into vertical live streams and just like troll people and shit. Like that's like what you do for fun and shit. I was saying, I don't care. I think it's funny. Yes, if there's a fat guy division for the... How old are you? I thought you were young. You're old? I always thought you were like... Not young, because nobody in our community is young. Some of them are, but most of them are like, at least 30s. I thought you were like in your 30s, bro. Yeah, dude, that's actually true bro science right there, man. Don't eat beans the day before on leg press day. What's up, preppy girl? Everyone gets a shout out on this channel. Unless you come in and say dumb stuff, then I don't give you a shout out. But you should subscribe too. It's free. You rub my back, I'll rub yours, kind of thing. So you're a preppy girl? Are you see, when I was, in high school, preppies were, Abercrombie and Fitch type people. That was a preppy. What do you mean by preppy girl? What does that mean? Oh, thanks, man. I do have some nice farts, bro. It's true. Oh, you're 57 this year, huh? Right on, dog. You're old enough to be my dad. Put 20 back on his muscle. Dang, dude. In 1 year? Or, I don't know, you said you're 57 this year. So not, you didn't say a time, how long it took. That's good, dude. That's really good. Lost 30 pounds of fat and then gained 20 back in muscle. Because, the more muscle you have, the more fat you'll burn just automatically. You just burn more calories to maintain your muscle, so... Hey, preppy girl, you got to watch out for Keeper, dude. He's a flirt. Flirts with everyone. Okay, I will. You got to email me your mailing address though. Can you email me your mailing address, and then I'll put it in like a Ziploc bag. Is that good? And then I'll mail it to you. Give me your mailing address, and I'll pay for postage and everything. How's that? Is that deal or no? Oh, really? Always the same age as me? Right on. I'm 42, so. Oh, you thought 30s? Thanks, bro. Yeah, people think that I'm younger than I am. I mean, sometimes I even get 20s, bro. I did an audit. It was at the Colorado Springs. I don't know what it was called. It's where the public school parks their buses, and they called the cops on me and stuff. And security guard was trying to demand my ID or something. Like I had to give me. He's like saying, like, you can demand ID as a security guard. And he's like, yes, I can. And he called the cops on me, and he's like, mid-20s. Like, oh, cool, man, mid-20s, bro. Right on, yeah. I was like 41. It was like last year, dude. Cool, mid-20s. I've actually aged a lot, dude. Like when I first started my channel, I actually had a picture. I was on the live stream when I first started. My channel is, going on 4 years old now. So I was looking at this live stream. It was like at the thumbnail picture. I was like, holy shit, dude, look how young I was. Let's see. Let's change the color. Let's do or should we do red? Yeah, I'll do red actually. I was trying to match the blue with my hat, but then we'll go red. Red's better. Because then it's got the red on my shirt, and then it's got the red on my hat, and it's got the red folder there. Gotta coordinate. Okay, let's see what's going on in here. Still more talks about farts. Oh, dang. Yeah, a lot of people do come out looking a bit healthier, but you couldn't. Your back is all jacked. Yeah, no. It's those mattresses, bro. Like, the worst night's sleep I ever had was when I was in jail this last time. Well, actually, not the last time now, the time before, when I did 16 days at Jeffco. Because the mattress, that was the worst mattress, dude. And I just got like a shitty one, dude. But when they start getting that bad, bro, they need to replace those goddamn mattresses, dude. That's inhumane. It's inhumane, dude. Like, I had to fold it in half and sleep on it. That's how bad it was, and it still hurt, dude. So basically, I had to fold it in half, and then my feet were just hanging off onto the metal part. I have anything on there. That's how bad my mattress was. It's like, dude, what the fuck, man? And then finally, my cellie got out, and I took his mattress. But then I was out that same day. Finally, I got out, so I had a mattress for like half a day. Good one. But yeah, a lot of people, they come out looking healthier because they went in all hooked on drugs and shit, right? And they get out and they sober up. And like my dad, he got out of the joint. He did 6 years in the joint, and he got out a machine, bro. Like, he was so freaking fit. He had like probably like 10% body fat, super muscular. He's working out all the time. He had an amazing body, dude. Freaking looked great, dude. And then, because there's nothing to do in there, and you're just disciplined. You're very, you have a schedule, and you're, what's it called? What's it called when you have like a schedule? Structured. He was structured, and then he got out and like totally screwed it all up. Now he's like overweight and, just totally jacked up. Some people do really well when they're structured. Oh, my Chiron? The fuck is a Chiron? It's hard to see on vertical too. Much on vertical. Too much stuff on top, white letters behind white letters. Oh, is that the thing where the thing on the screen? Too much stuff on top, white letters behind white letters. White letters behind white letters. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude. Sorry, dude. I don't know what you mean. What the fuck's a Chiron? No health codes? I don't know. They should have some kind of code. Like, clearly they don't. I've always said that jails need to be audited, not like our kind of audits. Like, they just need to be audited. Like, they need to go in there and check. Like, that shit's inhumane, the way they make you live. The last time I was in Arapahoe County, though, that was the cleanest holding cell I'd ever been in, bro. And it still wasn't that clean, but it was like, it wasn't like straight up disgusting. There wasn't like, it was still pretty bad on the walls, but like most of the time when I'm in there, because I've been in there a bunch of times, I've probably been in that jail like, I don't know, like 30 times, bro. For my activism, I've already been in there like 5 times now, and I've been in there probably 20 times before in the old days. And there's like boogers on the wall. It's fucking gross, dude. Like, that's just not, you can't just put, and you people are in there for, a day, sometimes a whole day, just like one mattress, you're on the floor with one blanket, and you're just in this fucking like basically like a 7-Eleven bathroom, with no reading, no nothing. They bring in your joy of the day is they bring in your sack lunch. That's like some bullshit ass baloney that literally says on the box, not meant for human consumption. It says that. It's like the worst food you can get, and then that's your highlight of the day. You're just stuck in a 7-Eleven bathroom. It's totally inhumane. I was watching this show. I've been getting into these shows, talking about the Renaissance, like the medieval times, and how people couldn't survive even one day in the medieval times, and like they're talking about how bad it was, and like they didn't know because that's just what they're used to. It was just like life for them. But like if you had to go back from today and just go live one day there, like, dude, it'd be a fucking nightmare, bro. And it's not like it is in the movies. You know what I mean? It's not. It's so bad. I mean, they would just kill you for anything, bro. Like their legal system was they accuse you of it, and well, then you're accused, and like basically you have to your defense is you better, prove your innocence, not you're not innocent until proven guilty. Like people could just fuck you over back then. They could just say, "Oh, you did this," and then everyone just believes you, and somebody accuses you of some shit, and that's it, bro. And then like the basically like the punishment was like hanging for pretty much everything. That's like a good way to die too. Like there were, the Iron Maidens, they had all kinds of like fucked up shit that they would do to you, bro. Torture stuff, man, like super into like not talking like torture, like waterboarding, bro, like fucked up shit they did. And then like for minor offenses, bro, they would do that thing where they stick you in the whatever it's called, like you've seen in the movies, stick your head in the board and like your head's sticking out and your arms are sticking out and you're just stuck there for like the whole day. And like people would come up, like the townspeople come up and like throw stuff at you and like throw like shit at your face and trash and stuff like that, and like food scraps and mock you and shit. That was for a minor punishment, bro. It's like a minor offense. And that's just that. Like the way they lived, like they all slept on like straw beds. It was like straw. And then like it was freezing cold in the cold time. Like if you keep your house at like 50 to 60 degrees, that was good. It was like so cold. Showers, like they'd bathe like, once or twice a year. There's no privacy. They, like the whole family, I don't know how they had kids and shit. Cause like their houses were just like one room. It was like a studio. And like everyone would sleep together in the same bed in a bunch of straw with like a sheet on it. You had like maybe one or two pairs of clothes that you wore until they just wore out and they were not comfortable, made of wool and shit. They were scratchy and itchy. You would take a shit and like piss and shit in a bucket and then you would like literally dump it out the window. And I guess like London and shit, it would smell so bad. Like London smelled so terrible. And people used to have like this potpourri thing that they stick around their necks, which was actually smelled bad itself, but it was like a less bad smell to cover up the just intense, disgusting smell that the city was. What else? They had all kinds of shit, dude. Most people just died. Like 30% of children died by the time they were 5. And then, people just die from, a lot of times people would die just because they didn't have an understanding of like sanitary conditions, and then talking about war and how like, those, they call them, what's it called? A knight in shining armor. Where they came up with that is because a knight in shining armor, if you are like in war and you were a knight in shining armor, that was the equivalent to be able to afford that kind of armor was the equivalent of like riding around in like a Bugatti. You know what I mean? Like you were rich and wealthy. And they say like people riding around, it was like the equivalent of like having a sports car and like maybe you're overcompensating for something or something like that. That's like the equivalent. So like not everyone had that shit. And then, you get stabbed or something, like you basically would die. You probably wouldn't die maybe right then, but it'd get infected and then you just die. And then it had all this crazy shit. Like, I actually thought this was funny, and maybe it's just like the man in me, but like women probably get offended if they hear this, but they actually have this punishment for like nagging wives. If a woman was like gossiping too much, or if she was like nagging or she was fighting with her husband too much, they tie her into this chair and it was like a dunker, and they like dunk her into the river like repeatedly over and over again. For nagging wives, like, yeah, bring that punishment back. But what else? Medieval times. The food like was so bland and disgusting, like people just ate to survive. It's like no good food. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, and then when you have to shit, you would like, it was smelt so bad, and then even if you were lucky enough to have like some societies had like a shitting room, but like it was like you just go in there and shit next to people and stuff, like right next to you. There's no privacy. But back then it was probably just normal. They didn't really care. That's how they do it. And there was no toilet paper. Like most time they wouldn't even wipe at all. But if they did, they'd like twigs or like leaves and shit. And like some people would, if you were like rich, you could use something they were saying, but most people weren't wealthy enough to afford that. And sometimes people would have like a sponge on a stick or something, and they would use that, and then but then like wash off. Like they were so gross, dude. They'd wipe with the sponge thing, and then they'd like try to wash it off with their hands and shit. And like that's how everyone was just so disgusting. That's why people get sick. They have any sanitary, they didn't understand germs. Like it was so gross. And then like, there's no dental hygiene. So people would get their teeth would be so bad. Oh, and then lice was like a common thing. Like everyone had lice. If you were a peasant, you had lice. Period. And there was like specific combs that they invented to like help get rid of the lice. Like everyone just had lice, bro. Every single human being had it, dude. Can you imagine that? Going back to visit, like say you could like go in a time machine. I'm gonna go see what it's like to live there for a week. And like, in like 1550 or whatever medieval times was. And everyone you were with would have lice. You'd have lice after a day. You have lice now. You know what I mean? It's great. It was so bad, dude. It was so bad. And I'm over here complaining about, stuff that we're complaining about. You know what I mean? It's crazy, dude. I was like, it put stuff in perspective. I was like, dang, dude, I complain about shit, but like, that's fucking terrible. Like I said, it's perspective though, right? Like they couldn't, if that's all that's what you're used to. Just like there could be a billionaire that all of a sudden lost all their money and they had to live my life, dude. That would be like me having to go to the medieval times. Maybe not quite as bad, but similar, right? Like, I don't have any great lifestyle, dude, to live in this apartment here, but I got like a really cool microphone. I got a nice computer, and I think I got it made. And I got my lights here for my live stream, and but like a billionaire had to come live in my conditions, dude. He would be like probably off himself, same kind of thing, so you think you have it bad, but they thought we think they have it bad, but to them that's just normal life, man. It's crazy. Yo, what's up, Wade? What's up, dog? Yeah, man. Shoot, crazy back in those medieval times, man. Shit was wild, dude. What else were they saying? There's all kinds of crazy shit, dude. I was all getting into that. The food. Oh, yeah, it's another thing. The water was so bad. Like, there's all kinds of parasites and shit in the water. They couldn't drink the water. Just you get sick and die. That they all drank beer, like ale and shit. And it wasn't like strong beer. I don't know if it was like 3.2 or maybe less or something like that. They wouldn't make it really strong, but you couldn't drink water. Everyone drank beer. Kids, they all drank beer because it was safer to drink than the water. So the kids would drink beer with every freaking meal. So they're probably, you're drinking beer. It has alcohol in it. Maybe not a lot, but it has alcohol in it. So like you're just living your entire life completely dehydrated. You know what I mean? Alcohol is a diuretic. It dehydrates you. So, I mean, even though beer is mostly water, but you're always going to be somewhat dehydrated because no matter how much water is in the beer, you're still drinking alcohol too. So it's just dehydrating you. And their knowledge of medicine, like if you had a fever, bloodletting. It's because you got too much blood. So they'd like drain your blood. And then they would do this like treatment where they put leeches all over you to like suck out all the bad blood. So they have a treatment where they just lay you in bed and they put all these leeches all over you to suck out the bad blood. Can you imagine like you're sick, dude? You got the flu and like the treatment is to put a bunch of leeches all over you. Like if anything, that's just making it worse. Can you imagine today? Like somebody's sick, dude, and like they're sick as fuck and they can't even get out of bed and you just go put a bunch of leeches on them. Like that's all that's doing is making it worse, dude. You're just fucking with a sick person and like giving them an extra thing to fucking have bad on them. You know what I mean? But they thought it was like curing them and shit. And then they would like, if you were accused of like cheating on your husband, how was it? All kinds of crazy shit, dude. The shoes they had were like, didn't really support, not much support, made out of like leather, not soft. Oh, and then back-breaking work 7 days a week, no off days. You're not off. Like you bust your ass. And then you would have like, you're working all these hard days, hard labor and shit. And then, when it's cold outside, you would have community fire. Like everyone was required to like have so much firewood to add to the community fire, I guess, for like the whole city or whatever. And they'd have like watches where like keep they take turns to watch on the fire or something like that. And like this one guy fell asleep during the fire, his watch or whatever. So his punishment was he had to donate like half of his wood to the fucking community pile. And so like, half your wood, like now you're fucked, dude. Because now you're just going to be cold. You're going to be freezing to death, bro. So you have enough wood now to burn. And they have like, they said that the cops, the police, like law enforcement was usually like, they were like typically like older people who like, they weren't really useful for anything else, like, cause most of it was just hard labor. So they would just send the old people to be cops and they just had like a whistle or some shit. Or maybe not even whistle, they just holler out. But their job was basically just to like snitch on people. So if they saw some crime happening, they say, oh, crime or thief, grab him. And like, basically like some bystander would just grab the guy and like they grab him and they'd freaking tackle him and shit. And they'd put him in jail and like hang him and shit. But like in the jails, like there was no like jail sentence back then. Like I said, everything was like death sentence, bro. Like the jails were only to like hold you until your real sentence, which was like getting hanged at the least. If you were lucky, you get hanged, bro. But like the jails, like it wasn't like you see in the movies and shit, like cartoons and stuff. Disgusting jails, right? Like there's no fucking, I'm complaining about 7-Eleven bathroom. I at least had a mattress and a blanket. Like, and I'd like running water in there, like at least a place to piss and shit. Most people don't shit in there, in the holding cells, but you can at least piss. But like they literally have you in this fucking place and they would chain you to the wall. Like they, in the movies and the cartoons and shit, they chain you to the wall and like, they don't feed you. I was complaining about the sack lunches they give you in jail, how bad the food is. They don't even feed you. Like you either starve to death or your family comes and gives you food until they take you out to fucking, unalive you. And then like, I talk about we're evolving to be less violent today. Like we're the least violent today as a society as we've ever been in human history. That's true. Because, I talk about like how barbaric we were as human beings. And like they take public hangings and everyone would take their family out there to like watch it and shit. And so, it's very barbaric, dude, very violent. And the reason they did that is like entertainment was very limited in the medieval times, right? They didn't have TV, there's no YouTube, right? So like it was either go to the public hanging, right? Or just sit in your fucking house with no TV, no nothing, and just kind of stare at a wall or, sit there and talk or whatever. You might as well go to the public hanging, right? So people would make like events out of it, dude. And like they'd bring the kids out. It's like a festival, dude. And that's why, like in the movies, they cheer and shit. Yeah, hang them, like all that shit. Like they were just barbaric motherfuckers, dude. So. Oh yeah, it was because like the food, the sanitary shit, dude, they were eating, dude. Yeah, I'm sure it was bad. Yeah, they were HOA Karens, basically. Oh yeah, the bugs were galore. And another thing they did is to insulate their house. They did this thing where they take like these sticks and they like weave for the insulation. They'd weave in the walls, right? These sticks. So it's kind of like a grate. And then they would take like a mixture of mud and like whatever is like wet, like dirt, like mud and shit, and they would put manure in it too. And they'd fucking like plaster, and they'd plaster on the walls. And this net thing that they'd create, and they said that it worked really well. Like it would actually, there was some like research done on it, and they said that it was probably the equivalent of insulation as to like today using fiberglass insulation. It's the same. So it worked, but like, talk about like how bad it smelled. You know what I mean? Like using, manure for your fucking wall. How bad it smelled. And that's the thing. They said the smell was just constantly so bad. Your house smell. I mean, people smell. Like I said, they took like maybe a couple baths a year. You know what I mean? Because they actually thought that if you cleaned, then that would like open your pores up to like get more disease and shit. They thought it kept you. Like they thought opposite, really. Well, actually, in theory, it actually kind of does help your immune system, though. Because then you have a strong immune system. You're dirty all the time. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger said that when he would go work out, he would never wash his hands. He just touched the thing right after somebody did it. And germs are good for you. And it's true. It is. But to an extent, though, right? Like, shower, once a year or something. But then it starts getting bad. But so that's it, guys. That's how the cookie crumbles. Let's see, 12:45. I'm gonna go take my Ambien now. I'll be back. Here, let me play some. Maybe people will stay in here. Put something on while I go do my Ambien. I don't know what I have. Do I have anything cool? I have some new stuff. I'll listen to Jim Freedom's speech. This is a good one. Here, actually,
Hello, Jim Freedom, resident of Earth. I know what you're thinking. Oh boy, here comes that annoying freedom guy. He's coming up here to, I'm the guy that thinks the Constitution trumps your meeting rules. How silly of me, I know. I don't actually believe that, though. I'm more aligned with Lysander Spooner, who pointed out that the Constitution has either authorized such a government as we've had, or it's been powerless to prevent it. Either way, it's unfit to exist. We need something new. I do what I do just to prove that the supreme law of the land is a stupid joke and none of you follow its rules. We'll never be able to fix the problems in our society when our representatives don't play by the rules that we all thought were in place. To the people watching online or later, your anger is righteous and justified. The servants have written their own new rules that contradict freedom and use their army of order-following cowards with badges to punish enough of us effectively, making us their servants. Don't you dare walk across that street in a place we don't like. Don't you dare make certain noises with your mouth that we don't like. Don't you dare try to record public court proceedings. Don't you dare grow a fruit garden in your own front yard. Don't you dare assemble a protest in a way or place we don't like. Don't you dare travel in a vehicle without using a seatbelt. Don't you dare sell tamales without paying for our permission first. You see where I'm going with this? These are all violations of freedom that you all just think are normal and they're unacceptable. To a society that thinks that these threats are acceptable, that's a profoundly sick society.
What you think about that? Was that a pretty good speech or what? All right, peace, dog. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, brilliant. It's brilliant. Let's see. There's some new music in here. It's like that funky kind of romance music. Have you ever seen a video called War Castles with Sergeant Horton? No, I haven't seen that. War Castles. What's that about? Okay. Is it a documentary? Here, let me show you what I'm looking at. Is that what it is? So we got Joel something. Sergeant Robert. Oh yeah, Sergeant Robert Horton. It's an hour and 20 minutes, so we're not going to watch it, but there's a bunch of different ones. A bunch of people republished it. I put overview. I didn't see an overview though. This one, the Japanese castle. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'll check it out later. I mean, I kind of already know what our country really is, but I'm always down to like check out some new shit though. Overviews is the one. There's a couple different ones. They're all the same though. I guess a bunch of people like just re-uploaded the same thing. This one has 3 views. This one has 21,000. This one has 656. I wonder which one the original one is. Maybe probably this one with 21,000. Yeah, I'm sure it probably will blow my mind. Nothing really blows my mind these days. I mean, I guess it does still, but it's like I'm used to it, bro. I'm like, you know, it is what it is. It just kind of, you go down this rabbit hole, bro, and you can't come out of it, once you realize the true nature of the way the world is. I try not to look at it too deeply, because reality is just a play anyways. It's not real. So, but I mean, if you think about it as, this 3D reality that we live in is this the end all be all. It's all there is. It's all there was. It's all there will be. Once you die, that's it. It's a wrap, bro. Your time on this earth, and that's it. If you look at it like that, and that's what you believe, dude, dang, this life is fucked up, man. It's very messed up. It'll blow your mind, like you say. But I try not to think too much into it because, it's just a play. It's not real. If you live for infinity, then, this life, if you live even like 100, if you live 100 years, it's really old, right? That's like a drop in the ocean, essentially, right? And, this is just, it's like a play. So there's all the backdrop people. No one's real. Maybe you're real and I'm real. Maybe I'm real. Or am I just a figment of your imagination? Some people are real. You want to come up here, man? Come up here, man. Get her snorty. Gotta be snorty into the microphone, man. She's like a super snorty dog. She's a pig dog. You a pig dog, man? I hurt my wrist. I gotta go in for an MRI. You're not trying to escape me. You smell like food, man. I gave her some grass-fed organic ground beef and brown rice and this broth. Actually, Sweet Tea was the one that kind of invented that food for them. They love that. I always gave them the brown rice and the ground beef, but she invented the broth that it's in. I used to put like a bone broth in there, and it was okay, but like I don't think they like the bone broth because bone broth's good for them. And then I'd make gravy sometimes, but they like gravy, but it's not really that good for them. And then I'd put beef broth in there or stuff like that. But like she's like, oh, you get ground the beef and then you just put a bunch of water in it and you just let it simmer for like an hour while the rice cooks. And then you put it in there and it helps them drink more water too, because they love it. It's like a soup. So that's what they've been eating for the last 3 days. And then tomorrow, because my dogs eat good food. So there's a while they're only getting kibble though. Cause like, I can't do it. But I'm going to hit the gym hard tomorrow. So they're going to get, I figure I'm going to go to Chipotle tomorrow. Chipotle is a really good muscle building food. So they love Chipotle. Chipotle is good for them. I don't think they put too much garlic in there or anything. They've never got sick from Chipotle, so they love Chipotle. I give them half steak, half chicken. And there's a trick you do when you go to Chipotle. And I remember I told Sweet Tea this one time when I first met her, but she didn't do it right. So when you go to Chipotle, you ask for half chicken, half steak, or half whatever meat you like. You ask for half and half. Not one of each, half and half. Because probably about 90% of the time, whatever the high school kid that's working there or whatever, like they always hook it up fat. You know what I mean? They don't, because I always see a lot of times the manager comes up, oh, it's only this much. It's only this much. They correct them all the time. They always just dump, either they'll put like 2 full servings or they'll put, 3/4 of a serving in each one, so you get an extra half serving, of meat. So I know they like steak better, but I do half chicken, half steak just so they can get more meat, and I do the same thing for myself. But I actually do like the chicken, but I do like the they have the brisket for a while there. It was really good. But even though I want full brisket, I'll do half like steak, half brisket, because then you get more meat. But I told Sweet Tea, I was like, order half steak, half chicken, or whatever you want, half and half. You get more meat. She's like, okay. And she's like, I want doubles, or I want whatever she said. I want chicken and steak. Like, oh, one chicken, one steak. And she's like, yeah. And so like, it was one full serving of steak and one full serving of chicken. I was like, no. I didn't say anything because I don't want to be like a cheapskate. No. So I was like, no, you order half. You order half of a steak, half chicken. And they give you, almost a full one anyways. She's like, oh, okay. So that's the trick for Chipotle. So that's what I'm going to do for tomorrow, I think. If I hit, a good workout tomorrow, I'll eat a good protein. Because, then I'll have the meat, and then I got all those beans in there, which are protein, but it's incomplete protein. But as long as you got the rice with it, then you get that extra amino acid, makes it a full protein. So then the dogs will eat Chipotle. But even the dogs, like by day 2, they'll eat their Chipotle. By day 3, they're already kind of like shunning their Chipotle, bro. Like, my dogs are so spoiled. And I used to eat a shitload of Chipotle, and like they kind of got sick of Chipotle, bro. Like, they weren't even liking it, bro. It wasn't even a big deal for them. I was like, you guys are so. It used to piss me off. I like do all this work to make sure they got good food, and they're like shunning it, dude, and would hardly eat it. So, don't forget, dude. You guys are just gonna get kibbled then. Do you want to come up here too, though? Oh, you're actually gonna let me pick you up? It's crazy. So sometimes I get mad. I'm like, oh, forget it, dude. You guys are gonna eat kibble from now on. But I can't get too mad at them. I can't hold a grudge. So they got to get it eventually. Sorry, guys. Oh, I need a tissue. Hold on, guys. And yes, I know my nose is crazy sounding when I blow my nose. So, so they'll get some good food tomorrow. Get some Chipotle. Yeah, they're so spoiled. Like this food here with the beef, they love it the first day, and second day they love it. And like today, I gave it to them. One of them ate it. I don't know which one it was. The other one just left the whole bowl there and didn't eat it. And eventually they get hungry and they'll go back and eat it. But like by the third day of the same food, even if it's good food like that, they're already shunning it, dude. Spoiled dogs. And same thing with chicken. Like, I switch it to chicken too. And then they'll get chicken and rice, and they love it the first day. Second day, they love it. And then third day, If I try to give them the same thing 4 days in a row, like tomorrow, like, oh, they'd be like, oh, they just leave it. They look at it, then look at me. And they like wouldn't eat it. And they come over here and sulk on the couch for a while, right? And like they'll go eat it eventually, but like you can't dare give them the same food 4 days in a row, dude. Forget it. Yeah, they'd be all pissed. But they deserve a good life, so I'm happy to be able, like if they were, pit bulls or Rottweilers, that shit would be expensive, dude. Like, one meal for a Rottweiler would be an entire fucking bowl. I mean, my dogs eat a lot though, so like I usually get 3 meals out of one Chipotle bowl. Sometimes 2.5. I don't like to give them old rice though, because like giving them old rice is actually bad. In Japan, they have like this. It's like a health department type thing where they ban, like, restaurants have to get rid of rice after the first day because it grows like mold or bacteria or something like that. It's really bad. Like, you can eat it if it's like, if you refrigerate it, you cook it at night and you refrigerate it, You can eat it for like maybe lunch the next day. That's what they say. But other than that, like 24 hours, too much. So I've seen a lot of studies on that. So I try to give them fresh rice all the time. It's the only bad thing about Chipotle with them is I don't want to. That's why I always tell the people, I was like, just 1 scoop of rice, not 2 rice. And I give them extra beans, like 2 scoops of beans, so that they get extra beans, less rice. Oh, we got someone new in the chat here. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, they think that eating protein powder is harmful and they'll get sick. I never heard of that. I don't know, man. Are you trolling me? So what do you think, Clout? So here's the star of the show. Or do you snort dog too? He does this thing. He actually purrs like a cat. See how good my audio is. See how good the audio is on the road. He does purring though. He does purr sometimes. He's not purring right now, but he does purr like a cat. This thing's kind of a pain in the butt. Okay, Lo. And see, she only snorts like when you first pick her up and she gets excited, she snores, and now she's just like totally. We went on a walk today. Honey, we went on a walk today. I felt bad. Okay. You guys want to go? There you go. Go play or go lay down. Oh, yo, what up? Username in the house. What up, dog? Dang, you're off work finally now, huh? I'm not usually, streaming this late. Yeah, they do snore. Well, actually, Minnie snores. Loaf doesn't snore. Just Minnie. And dude, the other day, she woke me up, bro. It was like, like a month or two ago. She woke me up snoring. I was like, what the fuck is that, dude? I was like, what the fuck is going on? And like, it was Minnie. She's snoring, dude. I was like, oh shit, dude. Minnie's snoring. I was like, I realized it was snoring. I was like, because when you're like sleeping, you're kind of like in a daze and shit. You don't know what's going on. I was like, fuck, dude. Like, I was like, I thought Sweet Tea was here. I was like, where am I? Dude? I was like, my Sweet Tea's like, I thought Sweet Tea was snoring, dude. Because she snores. And I snore too. And I should tell, oh, you snore too. I know I do, but I'm a very light sleeper. So, like, if I snore myself, I don't wake myself up, I guess. But if other people snore, forget it, bro. And so she woke me up snoring. And she's so little and she makes so much noise. Like, it's not just snoring though, like like with the snorty stuff and like, and she like itches and she, makes all these weird sounds, like this nasally stuff that she does. It's weird. I mean, it's cute. I like it. It's not like, I'm mad about it, but she is very loud. She sleeps. True. For a little teeny animal to make that much noise, it's definitely weird. That's weird because, like, I remember when I went to the vet, it was a couple years ago, because my truck, it's like, I got like it's like a lifted Ram, got like 35s on there, and I got like a big bumper on there with LEDs, and I got like some mutters on there. It's actually not mutters, like hybrids, but it was like a nice big old lifted truck, dude. And I remember my vet was like, "That truck does not match your dogs." I was like, "Yeah, I know," because like they don't, dude. It doesn't. Like you would not, you see Minnie, with the hairdo and everything else. Like you would not expect it. And it's funny because like girls, especially when I'm driving around, because Loaf, they sit in the passenger seat. Loaf, he's a male dog. He's a man dog. He's a very masculine dog. He loves to stick his head out the window. He's checking stuff out. It's the kind of dog he is. He's always on the prowl, right? And so, like, he's a very cute dog too. He's a handsome dog, sell dog food kind of dog. And so girls will see him, like high school girls or just, any girl. But I've noticed it a few times with high school girls, right? And like, oh my God, look at him. Because, he's so fucking little, dude. He's only 7 pounds, like anywhere from like 6 to 7 pounds, fluctuates. Little teeny ass little dog, right? Out of this big old lifted truck, right? And just, chilling, looking it out, checking it out, being all, alpha and shit. And everyone thinks he's so cute. Look. And then I'll see him like pointing at him and looking at him and shit and getting their friends to look. And then like Minnie's just, she's chilling on the seat, and I'll pick her up. She's got like a perfect hairdo and shit or whatever. And I pick her up and I just show them, and then all the girls, oh my God, and they all like freak out. I've had that happen like 3 times of like a bunch of girls like checking my dog Loaf out, and then think it's so cute, and then I pick Minnie up and they just freak the fuck out. Because they're cute, really, but like I was saying, that those dogs, they don't match my truck at all. Like that truck is like, I don't know. I think that truck's probably like, a good, it could be like a black lab or a blue heeler or like golden retriever, even pit bull, boxer, any kind of big dog, really. But like these dogs, these dogs are like, like they're like a Mercedes Benz or a Tesla or, some chick she's like, like a Paris Hilton or something like that. That's the kind of dogs these dogs are. They, lifted Ram. Oh, am I tired? Can you tell I'm tired or what? Do I seem tired? I am. I'm going to sleep soon. The sleeping meds are kicking in. Oh yeah. My sleeping meds are kicking in, bro. I am going to sleep soon, actually. But I'm kind of like enjoying it though now. I'm like out of it, bro. Oh, how's the condo sale? Let's see. So far I've had 3 people come check it out. I had one I had one like a few weeks ago, and then I had one on Friday and one on Saturday. I don't think any bites. The first one, they said that they actually liked the property, they liked the space, but they didn't like the building, and they didn't like the location, like the street that it's kind of on a busy street. And then the second one, they said they liked it, but the other 2, they liked it, but haven't heard anything. So, but it was just this last Friday and Saturday, but they're probably not going to buy it. They're not interested in this. It takes a while, you know. The last time that one of these properties was on the market, it took 90 days to sell. 90 days. So it's not like, you know, like it was like, you know, 4 or 5 years ago where you put it on the market and like, you know, you're in a contract in like 3 days. That's how it was in Colorado, man. Like when I bought this place in 2015. And it was literally like you put something on the market. That's like right when they legalized weed. Everyone was moving here. You put something up for sale like the next day or the same day, actually. Like people want to see it. Like, oh, are people even putting bids in? Like people will even like want to sign a contract. Like they'll put their earnest money down and everything. Like they haven't even seen it yet. And we looked at it, dude. They just saw the pictures online and shit. That's it. It's not like that nowadays. You know, interest rates are so high. It's like a bad time to sell, actually, right now. So, is it that bad, bro? Venom Road Racing. Are you scrolling through the YouTube Shorts, bro? Is that how you found me? I'm gonna end it probably here in like 5 minutes. I try to hold on, a fighting sleep to the last second. Oh, better be chasing the bag. Your friendly play. Yeah, I ain't chasing a bag though, that's for sure. Not right now, anyways. I try not to pass out over here, bro. But yeah, that's true. But I mean, you know, you got to balance it out though, right? Duality, right? You can't go so far up that there's no more down, right? You can't go so far left that there's no more right. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if you know, never sleep and just work for that bag all day, but try to do that too much and then you know, duality will kick in, bro. Gotta have rest. Otherwise, you're no good, you know? You have to rest. Otherwise, that chase ain't gonna be, you know, you're not gonna be on all 8 cylinders anymore. Coffee? Fuck that, dude. That ain't nothing, bro. It's a beginner's drug. We do Adderall around here and Ritalin. And then if that ain't good enough, then we do crack and meth. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta up your game, dog. Coffee ain't nothing, bro. All right, then. Oh, hey, thanks, Wade, for watching that one, dude. Yeah, it's a spicy tea, man. So it's a good one, dude. It's a classic, bro. Yeah, thanks, man. I just been too busy, bro. But I appreciate you, man. All right, so we're gonna get out of here, guys. Thanks everyone for coming in. All the new people, you should subscribe, man. If you like it, check it out. Everyone have a great night. Peace.
It's crazy how in the past you had to wait 9 months to find out if your baby would be a boy or a girl. And now you might have to wait at least 25 years, and even then they could turn out to be a unicorn or a doorknob.